Hi everybody, I'm Bill Whittle and this is your Nexus report for the 21st of November 2017. And the latest allegations of sexual misconduct are now being applied to John Lasseter. Lasseter is a creative genius, there's no question about it. Lasseter was one of the key founders of Pixar. You could probably say that Lasseter is Pixar. Pixar had a run of 8 or 9 movies without a single failure. So much of what Pixar did and did so well with movies like Toy Story and Finding Nemo and all the rest, everybody's familiar with them now, is that he set up a climate of creativity in Pixar that allows the very idiosyncratic type of people that are the most creative at this kind of thing a chance to blossom and to grow. But there's more to it than that. I just want to tell you what he was accused of, and then there's a little point I'd like to make afterwards. So here's basically a report on Lasseter. Said that one longtime employee says Lasseter, who's well known for hugging employees and others in the entertainment community, was also known by insiders for grabbing, kissing, making comments about physical attributes. Multiple sources say Lasseter is known to drink heavily at company social events, such as premiere parties, but this source says the behavior was not always confined to such settings. Sources say some women at Pixar knew to turn their heads quickly when encountering him to avoid his kisses. Some used a move they called the Lasseter to prevent their boss from putting his hands on their legs. You know, you could be childlike and creative, but that doesn't mean that you're so dense that you don't understand what's going on here. He knows full well what's going on here. John Lasseter is an adult. He's a creative director for Disney. He's been responsible for billions of dollars of income. He's a very smart guy. And it's not like he didn't know what was going on. Although he acts like he did. Here's just a couple of lines from Lasseter's statement. He was taking immediate leave of his duties at head of Pixar and as creative director at Walt Disney. Lasseter starting with this comment. This kind of creative culture takes constant vigilance to maintain. It's built on trust and respect, and it becomes fragile if any members of the team don't feel valued. As a leader, it's my responsibility to ensure that doesn't happen, and I now believe that I have been falling short in this regard. Yeah, in much the same way that Hitler was falling short of his anti-Semitic promises, John, you're not falling short of failing to make a workplace where women aren't sexually harassed. You are responsible for it. There doesn't seem to be a culture of it at Pixar, at least I don't know that there is. But people have a move to get them from putting your hands on their knees, you know, women, and it's called the Lasseter. So this business about, gee, maybe I let some people down, you think? Another quote from Lasseter's statement. I've recently had a number of difficult conversations that have been very painful for me. Oh, really? Imagine, John. I can imagine how horrible it must be for you. Now that after how many years, 8 years of 10 years or whatever it is, of kissing women who you run into in the hallway and having them have to turn their mouth and having them have to put their hand in such a way or turn away from him so that you didn't put your hand on their knees or higher, because that's what a lot of people have alleged. So it must be very difficult for you, John. I understand how painful this must be for you. It's never easy to face your missteps, but it's the only way to learn from them. This missteps thing, gee, you know, I had no idea. This is the Harvey Weinstein defense, and it's this childishness of it. On some level, I want to just say to these people, why don't you just man up and accept responsibility for the fact that you were a lech and that you just absolutely disrespected the people who work for you? Why don't you just come out and admit it? This is endemic to Hollywood. It's endemic to politics, too. You can get away with things in politics and in the movie business that you could get away in no other businesses in the world, especially accounting in Hollywood. This is the kind of thing that's going to need a firewall to really get into the depths of it. But just to close for now, let me just say this. It's not entirely leftism. It's most of the people being accused are big old liberals who are champions of women's rights, but there are other people as well in well-known liberal establishments like, you know, I don't know, Fox News, for example. Roger Ailes and Bill O'Reilly come to mind. But generally speaking, it's in Hollywood. And generally speaking, it's leftists in Hollywood and leftist politicians. And so the question is, which came first, the loser or the scumbag? There is something quite understandable in a evil sort of way, something logical about people who know that they have no moral codes whatsoever, know that they're leches, know that they're desperate and lonely and power crazed. There's a natural progression of people who have that kind of a character makeup into a political system where they get to beat their chests about how unbelievably virtuous they are. And Harvey Weinstein marches in women's rights parades, and he's given awards for his work for defending women's rights. And Hillary Clinton has the nerve to accuse Republicans for their war on women when all she's done for the last 40 years is destroy women who've been destroyed by her husband, and on and on and on and on and on and on it goes. These are the people who are putting everything into the heads of our children, all of it. And it's getting much worse, and it's going to get worse. I don't think there's an executive in Hollywood who's sleeping these days. And if you think, oh, well, it's finally over, I don't think it's over. I don't think it's even begun. I think you are going to see things that are just going to amaze you. And for those of us out here who try to maintain some kind of shreds of our souls surrounded by this business, you are going to get a taste of what we've been saying all the time, which is simply this: you cannot imagine the depravity of this entertainment business and also of the marriage between the Democratic Party and the Hollywood elites. I'll just say it again. Bill, why are you in Los Angeles? You'd be so much happier somewhere else. If you're a volcanologist, you have to live under the volcano. The volcano's on the other side of that TV monitor. It's the big sign that says Hollywood. And this is where the fight is. This is where the fight is. The battle for the country, the battle for America, is not going to come with liberals with guns. We got plenty of guns for that. We're completely ammoed up for that. That's the threat we're expecting. They're coming at us with movies and TV and music and comedy and all the rest of it. They're doing it. George Soros just put $18 billion into the pot. $18 billion. So I'm going to ask you again, if you think you can possibly become a member at BillWhittle.com, we are beating these people, and we don't have $18 billion. We're beating them because the truth will eventually come out, but it's not going to come out on its own. We need the resources to do it. This last firewall I did was blocked from monetization because it was deemed unsuitable for all advertisers, manually confirmed by review. This was the video when I basically said the reason there are mass shootings is because of 24-hour news coverage like that from CNN. So that significant number of viewers and that significant amount of revenue was denied to us because the people at Google didn't like it. The same people who are involved with all of these people in Hollywood. It's all the same team. I guess I'm going to have to say it and say it and say it again. We can beat these people, but I can't beat them by myself. So if you get a chance to go to BillWhittle.com, become a member, it would mean a lot to all of us, including your children who are going to have to live in the wreckage of this country if we do not get on the ball and understand where this fight is and who's fighting it and who's attacking America and who's defending America. That's pretty much it, I guess. This membership video is made possible from all of the paying members at BillWhittle.com. I expect I'll make this one public because our members are extremely generous in that regard, and sometimes this signal has to get out. So that'll do it for today. We will see you tomorrow, Wednesday, right here on the Nexus Report.